Welcome back to A.O. Brown and Ragsdale coming up. You see the parking lot. There's a place over there, folks. But that's where the rest of the fans are at. There's some on the Ragsdale side. The Wonder side has been full. Just a segment there, Woody, for quite some time.
Yeah, they're still coming in.
Earlier, Steve Gann had a chance to talk to the head man of the Tigers. His name is Tommy Norwood.
Thanks, Randy. We're field-side with Tommy Norwood, the head coach of the Ragsdale Tigers. Tommy, first of all, thank you for the hospitality tonight.
Oh, we're real happy to have you here. It's nice, and I think showing our fans a big-time program like you have in Kannapolis can only make our program better. We're real proud to have you here at Miller Stadium.
Well, talking about your program, I'm pretty impressed with some numbers I've been reading. 45-6 since you've been here in 4 years. Wow, some great numbers.
Well, as I tell everybody, you've never seen a mule win a Kentucky Derby, so you got to have some good players. We've been real fortunate. Our kids have believed in everything that we've tried to sell them, and they've bought onto that ship, and they've just been outstanding. And hopefully we can keep on being outstanding, but we got a big test tonight.
Well, Coach, we've been following you. You guys, the last time you lost was in the championship game at Chapel Hill. This year, undefeated. We've been following your record and watching what you guys can do, put the numbers on the board. Strong defensive team. I believe you allowed 75 points all year, but I got to talk about your offense. You guys can score from anywhere on the football field.
Well, we've been very fortunate. We're led by Wes Pope, a quarterback who's just a junior, who's thrown for over 4,000 yards in 2 years, about 50 touchdowns. And then a freshman running back, Tony Baker. And, boy, that makes us smile because we know we get to see him for about 3 more. And 2 real good wide receivers in Emmanuel Byers and Doug Brown.
You talked about Tony Baker. The kid's got some football blood in him. I think his dad was an NFL player.
Yeah, Tony got it honest now. He's a great worker and a great kid. But his dad played East Carolina and also played with the Cleveland Browns.
Coach, I know it's always a team effort. You named several guys. What can we look for tonight?
Well, hopefully we can stop Kannapolis from making the big play. They've got some guys that are just like our guys. No matter where you're at on the field, they can score from anywhere. And hopefully we can do some 12 and 15 play drives and keep the ball out of their hands. I think that's the key tonight. We can't turn it over, can't give anybody the short field. If we do that, we're asking for problems.
Ball control, key to winning.
I think so, because both offenses are pretty good. And somebody asked me today, said, will it be high scoring? I said, no, to be honest, it will probably be a defensive struggle.
We've over the last several weeks, it seems like we've seen a lot of trick plays. Any trick plays up your sleeve?
Well, we practice a bunch of them. I don't know if Ron will agree not to run any. I'll agree not to run any, because I probably showed him more on film than he showed me on film. So hopefully he won't start off with a tailback pass, and I won't start off with Emmanuel throwing the ball.
Okay, Tommy, thanks for talking to us. We'll let you get back to work. And again, thanks for the hospitality.
Oh, we really are proud to have y'all here, and thank you for coming.
Thanks again. Good luck to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Randy, back upstairs.
Okay, thanks, Steve. The last time we said Kannapolis made it to the quarterfinals was in 1998. Ironically, the head man, Ron Massey, was the coach of the team that beat the Wonders. Steve had a chance to catch up with Jeremy Ryan just a few minutes ago.
Thanks again, Randy. We're field-side with Jeremy Ryan, assistant coach for the A.L. Brown Wonders. Jeremy, not quite a better trip as it was last week.
I was a little shorter this week. We're glad to have the opportunity.
Don't have to tell you, this Ragsdale bunch is big and quick and pretty good record.
Well, they're the best team we faced this year by far. We're just looking for opportunities to take advantage of what little they give you.
Okay, what concerns you most about their team?
They can run.
They are quick.
Yeah, they can run like deers. Well, their wideouts are extraordinary. Their quarterback's a junior. He's probably one of the better quarterbacks in 3A. A lot of weapons. Defensively, they can cover you. They tackle well. They're just very fundamental and extremely talented.
I think about a mirror image. I believe Kannapolis is as fast and not quite maybe as big, but it looks like 2 evenly matched football teams. Who can you compare them to that you guys have played this year?
Comparisons, there aren't any. Us. It really is. I mean, you watch them on film, the things they do and the things we do, the things we both do well are score a lot of points and bend but don't break defense, and basically it's just like watching yourself on film.
I talked to Coach Norwood just a couple minutes ago, and he thinks it's going to be ball control, long drives. What do you think's the keys to winning?
I don't know. I just want to win. I don't really care.
The biggest number on the scoreboard?
That works for me.
Okay, Jimmy, let you get back to work. And like I said, it was a pleasant trip, and hey, we'll be with you guys again next week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeremy. Good luck. Okay, Randy, back to you.
Talk about having the game faces on. Let's look at some of what we think are the keys to tonight's game.
Well, number one is going to be execution. You heard Coach Norwood telling Steve they want 12 to 15 play drives to score. You have to execute perfectly to do that. Kannapolis is going to have to do that as well. You see Drew Marr, an exceptional game a week ago. West Pope for Ragsdale, you heard the numbers on him. 4,000 yards and 50 touchdowns in just a couple of years. Next is going to be grounded out, Randy. I really believe the team that can run the ball tonight is going to win this game because they'll be able to dictate pace. You see Chris Carter there on the right, Tony Baker, the freshman, there on the left. Whichever team can run the ball effectively is going to be able to dictate pace. 2nd and 4 or 5 is going to be very important tonight as opposed to 3rd and long when they know you have to throw it. Finally, intangibles. This groups everything we always talk about. The kicking game. Both teams can take it to the house. Turnovers will always be a big key. Injuries. Kannapolis has to overcome the injury to Josh Reeves, their exceptional linebacker. And finally, penalties. Ragsdale has a tendency to be penalized more than the opponent through the season. So all of those things add up to intangibles. They will be key factors tonight as well.
Well, we've done everything. Let's kick it off. That's coming up in just a minute. Welcome back. Our game of the week just minutes away. Let's go field side for the coin toss.
Gentlemen, introduce yourselves to each other. Gentlemen, let me say this to you. You're the captain of your team. You're the leader of your team. I will expect and I will demand good sportsmanship from each and every one of you. You do good sportsmanship, your teammates are your leader. The football player is the head. The flag is the tail. The flag is the tail. Football player is the head. I'm going to flip it. You call it while it's in the air. If I drop it, we're going to flip it again. Okay? Call it while it's head's the man say. Tails it is. Tails it is. So you have won the toss. What would you like to do? Okay, blue has won the toss and has elected to defer. I'm sorry. Okay, which do you want to defend? Which goal do you want to? You want to defend the scoreboard? Would you turn this way, gentlemen?
Okay. Both teams undefeated in their respective conferences throughout the year. Here's how they got on the road to the hill so far.
Yeah, we saw that game, Brown and Asheville, and then Brown and Franklin saw both of those games. The Wonders exploded offensively in round 2 after a tough matchup with Asheville in round 1. And then if you look at the Ragsdale team, boy, they were all over Smoky Mountain in that first game and then really handled a strong Hickory team a week ago. Matter of fact, Randy, last week Hickory came down to tie the score at 7, and that was the first time all year that Ragsdale had been tied at a score other than 0-0.
They must have made him mad, Woody. I don't know.
Evidently.
Oh, man. I seem to be had for about an hour and a half, and still trying to get in this place to get a look at some of the action. Watching the first time we've had the referee the coin toss, not only did they have it on the cable, but they had them on the loudspeaker throughout the stadium so everybody could hear it.
Man, you talk about everybody being here and no seats, Randy. On the Kannapolis side, 4 more buses rolled in here after the stands were full, and they are standing all around the fences to the right of your picture there, just standing 3, 4, 5 deep along the fences back there, and they're just jammed in here.
One thing you find, the deeper they go in the playoffs, the lines get deeper as well.
Look at that.
Those are Wonder fans. And not forget, we saw a bunch on this side, the Ragsdale side tonight. They're just kind of not wearing quite as much green, though. Kicking off will be a guy who's got a great leg, Ryan Beeson, the 5'10", 160-pound senior. And we watched him in warm-ups, Woody, and he was kicking it 60 yards.
Yeah, he really has a good leg. There's Allison and Carter ready to take this kick, but Beeson also has a state record streak going here, Randy. He's made 58 straight extra points.
Tigers and Wonders about to get it on here. The winner advances to the Western Regional or the Final Four in the State 3A playoffs for 2001. The Tigers would like to get back. They know that feeling of disappointment losing a state championship game. Line driver And will sail past Allison into the end zone. Wonders will set up 1st and 10 on the touchback at the 20-yard line.
Well, I think Allison would have liked the opportunity to run that one, but a line drive kick. Let's take a look now at the lineups. Along that offensive line, we want to highlight John Weber. He made some huge blocks a week ago, and a couple of times Randy was the first man down on special teams as a big old offensive lineman. That's impressive. We also wanted to highlight Maurice Edwards for the Wonders, Randy. About 500 yards rushing, 10 touchdowns rushing, passing, or catching this year. He is the unsung hero of that offense. Here's Drew Marr.
Look at this. Nobody in the backfield now. They'll break Carter in motion. He'll get the quick toss as they had 3 receivers to the top. Carter around the left side using his speed, and he will be near a first down as he gained about 10 yards, depending on the spot. Not a bad play. They lined up the strong side, everybody on the left side there.
And let Carter use the speed, as you said. Now let's meet that defense for the Ragsdale Tigers. Along the defensive line, Chris Ingram, the guy to keep an eye on. 6'2", 252 pounds, a leader on this defensive unit. Then if we look at the backs and linebackers, Ryan Pfeiffer, an interception a week ago. Darius Barthel, 6 feet, 205 pounds. Pfeiffer's 210. So some excellent linebackers with speed and size.
On 2nd and short, they go with the draw. Carter hit in the backfield. 2nd and 3rd effort will get the first down at to the 33-yard line. He was should have been stopped for a loss, would he? About 3 yards there. We get a chance to watch it again. Here you see it.
Nice move. He spun around there and then just used his speed to turn the corner.
So the initial first down of the game for the Wonders. They'll break the huddle with their own 33. Edwards and Allison are the wides. They will split to the bottom of your screen. Marr, 13, the junior quarterback, with the single set in the backfield. 4-man front. Option. Carter gets around 1 man. Now pursuit will stop him for a loss. There you see the speed of Ragsdale as Byers up to make the tackle initially for the Tigers. And a loss of about 2 on the play.
Well, he was in trouble right here, Randy, when you had Ingram, the guy we talked about, made it go way wide, and then that gave the pursuit time to shut that play down. Ingram didn't make the tackle, but he made Carter take the long way.
Having an official's timeout here. They're adjusting, I think, one of the defensive linemen for Ragsdale's helmet, the chin strap. Wonders with 3 receivers this time, a single set behind Marr on 2nd. Now they're going to make him come out and get that equipment replaced. That's Ryan Pfeiffer.
And he's one of the leaders on this defense, Randy, but looks like they're going to let him stay in once they get the equipment corrected.
It's just so that thing ain't too tight now.
He's drawing a crowd now, isn't he? He said, man, just let me go play. You don't let go of my head.
He said, I said size 12 chin strap, not 3.
There's a good look at Chris Carter, Randy. What a year he's had.
On 2nd and 12 this time. Edwards in motion. Marr with a straight drop and time. Out on the flat, overthrows Edwards. Trying to get him out there one-on-one, so it'll bring up 3rd down and long, something the Wonders didn't want to get into.
Exactly. I think that's going to be a big key, Randy. 2nd and short versus 3rd and long. They ran Allison downfield. A couple of defenders went with him. There was room there for Maurice Edwards, but the ball a little high. Coming on the coverage that time was Tony Baker, number 22, who's also the starting running back. But Edwards would have had a little bit of room to operate.
They will send Allison and Edwards to the top. Slot on the right. And out of the gun this time on 3rd and 12 for Marr and company. Getting pressure. They set the screen over the middle and complete. Allison bumped down at the 40, short of the first down. Good tackle by Keith Good. What a nice play. You know it's there when you get the ball back.
Yeah, a little unusual. The flanker screen here, Randy. He's going to drop back, but then watch him loop toward the middle of the field to avoid all this here. You had a nice block out there as well for the Wonders. Looked like Josh Barrier was out there to seal off that end and allow the room for Allison to get toward the middle.
It's 4th down and 3, so Smith on to punt it away. Our first punt of the game for the Wonders. As Byers is back deep. No rush and a great kick. Byers will have a return at the 22-yard line. Trying to get the corner and slips as he tried to cut it upfield at the 25-yard line.
Well, there's a divot, too, right there where he slipped down. Randy Byers, an interesting story. We'll tell you a little more about him in a minute. Only a junior, but he has some definite speed and really has the ability to score from anywhere.
Wes Pope, outstanding junior quarterback, 6'3", can see the field well, 205 pounds, good size. Number 12, there you see him. And they'll work it from the eye on first down. First play of the game from scrimmage for Ragsdale, their 25-yard line. Quick toss to the tailback and hit after about 4 or 5 yards. Baker with a strong move. Looked like they were going to get him sooner, but that forward progress, he hits and keeps on hitting. He's 192 yards and plays a lot bigger.
Let's take a look at that offensive line for the Ragsdale team. You see Brooks Jester there, we've got highlighted, 6'4", 280 pounds, and a senior. Then Tony Baker, the freshman we talked about, just turned 15, almost 1,400 yards. Doug Brown headed to the Shrine Bowl.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. They break McCray in motion. And a long count. Nice block. Sealing on the corner. Baker down the field. Could take it all the way. Can the Wonders catching? No way. A great block at the line of scrimmage to bust Baker open for the touchdown.
I think it was Chris Langford, the center, Randy, who may have made that block.
Talk about the big plays. We saw perfect execution. Watch it again.
Watch 53 right there. He sealed it off. One of the Wonders had gotten into the backfield, and then Baker just off to the races. He's 190 pounds too, Randy, and getting downfield.
Speed and more speed. 69 yards on the run. And now, man, you may have jinxed Woody Ryan Beeson to get the extra point.
I may have jinxed him.
You said how many he had in a row. He's going to try to add to that total right here out of the hold of Byers. Kick is up. Nope, not this time. Quickly, 7-0. It took Ragsdale 2 plays to go 75 yards. 9:34 to go in the opening period. And the Tiger kickoff is next. Ball control, you talk about it. Well, not a lot of ball control there. It didn't take them but 2 plays to score, Woody.
Yeah, well, they blew Coach Norwood's plans. He told Steve 12 to 15 play drives, and here they go in 2.
You think Tommy Norwood would take this instead? Sure he would.
Points are points.
May not be a kickoff return here. Nope, in the end zone, about 5 yards deep. Allison will give it to the man in stripes, and the Wonders will set up for their second possession again at their own 20-yard line.
Well, we talked about execution needs to be pretty much flawless for both teams at this level. Ragsdale did it on their first drive. Kannapolis had the one problem with the high pass that they didn't execute on, and that was really the difference that stopped that drive. Look at that. He found his perch, didn't he?
I tell you what, it's kind of crowded up here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got a lot of folks up here.
We could probably shake his hand from here.
We can see the plays he's calling almost. Kannapolis down early in this game. Will send Carter in motion, go with a quick toss to the left side. Carter looking for the block. All right, got out of the grasp of John Richburg, number 4, but did sidestep him somewhat. And let's see what the yardage is. Only about a yard on the play.
Yeah, he gets around the corner here, but nice pursuit coming down the line there by John Richburg, the outside linebacker, number 4 there. And right behind him was Ryan Pfeiffer, so they had that one diagnosed pretty well. I'm sure if you see one play watching a Kannapolis tape, that was probably it.
Yeah. At the 21-yard line. And they play fake it. Marr with all day to throw. Now punched out of the pocket. Safety foul was Carter, and it might have been wise to throw that one away.
Yeah, he had that one a little too long, Randy. Couldn't find anything downfield. By the time he made his mind up on Carter, 2 linebackers were right there, led by that man, John Richburg again. Nice fake. Look, he's got all day. He just can't find anybody open downfield. Finally, he goes to the dump-off man and just nowhere for Carter to go.
And Chris is probably telling him about that in the huddle. He said, listen, don't throw it to me there anymore.
Well, you got to give credit to the Ragsdale defense on that one because Marr had the time. Just no one was open.
Good secondary coverage. We talked about it on Headliners. 3rd down and 15 at the 15. Wonders once again facing 3rd and long. Last time they did get a pretty good play, but had too much to overcome. Flooding it pressure, incomplete. Marr just forced to dump it as everybody all over the field was covered. And when you're Ragsdale's defense, you know it's 3rd, 15 deep into their opponent's territory. All you got to do is just come after the quarterback.
Yeah, and this is what they did. They're trying to set up a little screen to Carter here. Marr stays in and has to wait for it to develop, and Carter can't shake loose. Finally, Marr just has to get rid of it, and there's Ingram we talked about. We highlighted in our lineups.
Well, he got his money's worth on that hit. Smith to punt from the goal line. Plenty of time, and a beaut. Byers again will return it at the 45. Hit and stop. Downfield on the coverage. It was Daniel Brown. Boy, that's what you play in punt coverage.
He had a bead on him. The senior was running full bore. Byers was right in his sights, and Brown never had to shift to right or left. He just went straight away and drilled him.
Pretty good roar from the Wonder sidelines across the faraway. They see something positive there. We'll check out those Wonders here momentarily on defense. Didn't have time the last series.
Didn't that happen to us last week as well?
I think so. Somebody gets out of the gate quick here. From their own 45-yard line, Wonders jump or were they drawn? I think it was Antoine Norris coming across the line, and that may be encroachment.
That is indeed going to be the call.
Encroachment called against A.L. Brown.
Big 77 took a step across. Let's see if maybe Wes Pope drew him off. Watch his leg here. Look at that. Yep, that's what Norris was looking at.
A little experience there.
And typically from a quarterback, that's just a signal for motion to start.
On 1st and 5 now at midfield. Pope up the cut. And a first down. Down inside the Wonder 45-yard line goes Tony Baker, and he's running like maybe a 3-year veteran in the NFL. He is just hitting the hole. He explodes to the line of scrimmage.
But it was a great block on the fullback there. Norris, we talked about the captain, 6'3", 250 pounds, a leader in the middle of that Wonder line. Jonathan Peoples filling in for the injured Josh Reeves, and then Kendall Turner back in the starting lineup after missing the game a week ago.
People talking about Baker being the real deal. You get an idea here in just a little over 4 minutes of action. Pass out on the flat, complete to Doug Brown, and he's wrestled to the ground.
That was interesting, Randy. It almost looked like Byers was grabbing at one of the Wonder defenders as he came up. See if you can pick this up. Look at that. See? It looked like Byers may have pushed Terry Collins there and made Terry have a little too much momentum to make that play.
Got away with one maybe. You never know.
Well, what's that they say in racing? It ain't cheating if you don't get caught.
That's the way they say it in any sport, I guess. Pick up a 5, 2nd and 5 at the Wonder 39-yard line. Pope sends his man in motion, and a long count this time. Baker hits the hole, hits one man, tries to get the first down. It'll be a little bit short. Looked like McClure got him and held on for help. And that's the key. You got to get Baker, but he's at full speed after one step. It looks like. Look how fast he gets here.
Exactly. And there he is. Boy, he did have some mustard going there. And finally, McClure, with help, was able to wrestle him down.
3rd down and 2 coming up.
There's Peoples, number 23, we told you about, filling in for the injured Josh Reeves, who has been so key to this Wonder defense.
The line to make just inside the 34-yard line for the first down. Ragsdale on the move again, their 2nd possession. Here's Pope under center with a straight drop. Looking sidelines. Pass is complete. And a first down. That was Doug Brown, the Shrine Bowler, making the catch.
Collins blasted him out of bounds, but not before he made the catch. Nice protection back there for Pope. Look at the time he's got right here. Long drop, just a little out. And Collins lays the pop to him, but not before they get the first.
And the ball, the way it's thrown, it's either going to be completed or dropped, but certainly not intercepted. Hard toward the sidelines. First down and 10 at the Wonder 28-yard line. Ragsdale with a new set of downs. And the play fake as Pope rolls, pumps once, now goes over the middle and drop. Had the receiver coming across the pattern, Chris Ingram, and couldn't hold on to it.
Ingram, the backup tight end, starts on the defensive line. Shannon Blackman was back there on the coverage, and he thought Ingram was going to stop, so he stopped. Ingram kept going and got some room. Unfortunately for Ragsdale, they couldn't come up with the ball.
Interesting, they have the run to set up the pass now. They're starting to pass it a little bit more here.
We talked about how important that would be, Randy. If they were able to run effectively, that would enable them to get some play action going and dictate the way they want the game to go.
Second down and 10 from the 28. Baker, right side, hits his hole. He's got a big one, and he's got a touchdown.
Boy, they just completely cleared out the right side, and Baker did the rest.
Needless to say, the guy that was hurt, he came in for, didn't get his starting job back this year.
Well, they came down trying to trap Shannon Davis there, looked like, but by the time the trap block got there, he was already past it.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't need that help.
So it's been Baker now with 2 touchdowns on the board, and we played a little over half the first period. Beeson with the extra point attempt, kind of hooked that one left, but it did get across the upright. Timeout on the field. 60 straight now for Beeson and the extra point. 5:53 left, first period. Randy Woodley along with Woody Kane back here in Jamestown. Ragsdale out quickly 14-0 on the strength of the legs of Tony Baker, as Beeson has kicked 3 into the end zone, and this one is good.
I'm telling you, what a weapon that is, Randy. You don't give him any chance for return when you do something like that, and that takes a couple of big weapons away from Kannapolis.
It takes all the Carters and the Allisons and the returns out.
There's Beeson.
Kannapolis known for their special teams, but you can't do much in high school football. It goes in the end zone, it's a touchback.
Well, Randy, I guess this is pretty much gut check time for the Wonders here. It's still early with almost 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, but they need to respond, if nothing else, to change the field position.
Yeah. Right now, Ragsdale is going, everything going their way as Marr with the single setback. We'll go to the air on first down. Going on the fly and overthrown. He had Allison, had a step. They were just going to try that sideline pattern, and he led him too far.
Emmanuel Byers was back there on the coverage. You're right, Randy. And Allison, Touche had gotten by him, but the ball just a little bit overthrown. And Marr was very, very sharp last week, but has missed a couple here. Just out of his reach.
I think Touche may have been too open there. He's better. I think Marr can hit him better when he's got 2 guys hanging on him. Second down now from the 20. They fake the toss and go back to the middle and getting 5 tough yards. Looks like they're able to run the ball effectively that time, especially with Edwards carrying it up the gut. But
that's his first touch, I believe, tonight, Randy. They've been going to Carter. You know, the last couple of games we've been seeing him go to Maurice a lot early and making people think, you know, it's got to be Carter pretty soon, and softening him up, making them realize they've got to watch Edwards as well.
About 4.5 yards to go. I guess that's an improvement. It had been 3rd and 10 and 3rd and 15, so you don't necessarily have to throw it here in this situation. But Marr is going to do that. Looking sidelines, got Allison open. He'll shake a tackle and have the first down out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So that field position coming back a little bit. And I guess, Woody, more importantly, it keeps Baker off the field.
Yeah, I think this is the second first down of the night for Kannapolis. Look at this move here by Carter. You know, or rather Allison, we talk about how he hops a lot of times after he catches the ball. That keeps him from getting knocked off his pins, and his balance is so good that even if you hit him, he can come down and still make yardage, because when he caught that ball, he was still behind the yard marker.
So Kannapolis with a new set of downs to work with as King is in motion. They go to the run and busting into the secondary. Carter to the 45-yard line. And finally, the Wonder fans with a chance to respond, cheering loudly. John Richburg on the tackle for the Tigers.
Just a little counter, Randy. He steps left, comes back right. You want to get the defense flowing one way, come back against the grain, and Chris Carter just picking his way through the right side of that Wonder line.
Down 14-0 with 4.5 minutes to go here in the first period. They've done anything but panic here at Woody in the situation. If anything, they're trying to grind it out.
Interesting down, only 2nd and 1. You can do whatever you want right now.
And he's going to go to the air. Play fake. Holds everybody in. Going deep. Splitting the coverage. Touchdown Wonders. Allison.
Drew Marr didn't miss that one.
Nope. Like I said, he had 2 guys hanging on him.
Well, man, I'm telling you what now. You got 2 fast guys out here. This is double coverage that he splits. Marr has plenty of time to wait for him to get downfield. And I'm telling you, Touche just outruns them all.
22nd touchdown pass on the year for Drew Marr, and the 12th touchdown reception on the year for Allison. And the Wonders knock it in half here with this extra point attempt by Deloney, who's not hit 60 straight, but has been pretty darn good throughout the year. Well, I would blocked, so not necessarily his fault. And it looked like Corey Garrison came in to get a hand on it. 4:16 left in the first period. Kannapolis finally on the board. Ragsdale leading by 8. Chase Lowder will kick it away for the Wonders, who have gotten back in this game. And we were talking about a defensive struggle. Heck, we've already got 20 points on the board, Woody. Doug Brown and Emmanuel Byers are the deep guys. Byers 7, Brown is 5. And Lowder says, "Is it okay, Mr. Reb?" And he says, "Yeah, let's kick it away." And this one, well, hey, take that.
Look at that, the answer.
What
And
is
the Kannapolis crowd getting into it, cheering the kicker coming back over.
What is with these soccer guys, you know?
Well, you know, for so long we've been seeing teams kicking it short. Look at this play again here. Deep downfield. Allison just outrunning everybody. I don't know, Byers just lost him. And then Allison has a little something to say afterwards here. He was over there with Keith Good, the free safety, and had a little something to say to him after the play.
I think it was something like, "Keith, are you having fun yet?" You know?
Wow. He can run, can he? He's like a deer out there.
Key for Kannapolis now, they've got some momentum back as your defense has got to play tough. Easier said than done against this bunch. And this guy, Baker, still on his feet. You got to catch him before you can tackle him, and he'll have another first down.
The problem for Kannapolis right now, Randy, is that offensive line for Ragsdale is just winning the war up front. They're giving Baker plenty of room to operate and pick where he wants to go. He's having nice holes, and then he can make his decision after he passes the line of scrimmage, and they've got to get that clogged up. The Wonders with that 3-man front, of course, Randy, and then have the extra linebacker who almost acts like a defensive end.
McCray and Brown are the wideouts for West Polk this time. On first down and 10. Don't fix it, it ain't broke. Baker is down the sidelines, and they'll angle him out this time, running him out of bounds with Shannon Blackman. But he is in the secondary, and these guys are saying, "Wait a minute."
Randy, it almost looks like they're letting Norris come through a lot of times and then trapping him with a fullback, picking him up in the backfield there, letting him come through the line of scrimmage untouched, and that's kind of disrupting what Kannapolis wants to do because they count on Norris to be a run stuffer a lot of times, and they're getting the penetration through him, so it looks like things are going like they want, but that's exactly what Ragsdale wants him to do. Picking him off with a fullback.
At the Wonder 41-yard line, Tony Baker has got him this far. And now they'll go with the out pattern. That is a lateral. That was not forward pass. That's a lateral, so he's down at the 45. I've never seen a completed pass for a loss. like, you won't see it very often like that. They lost
Strange
4.
things happen in the playoffs, Randy.
They lost 4 on the completed pass. There's, wow. And
it's all Baker, isn't it? I don't think anybody else has carried.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would they give it to anybody?
Well, I was going to say the fullback, Good, was the starting running back. Baker, the freshman, was doing great on the JV squad. They said, well, we think we'll just leave him down here for a year, let him get some experience. Good, number 32 there, got hurt. So then they brought Baker up, and he's played about 9 games and got almost 1,400 yards. So I guess they'll be keeping him.
Good says, you know, fullback's not a bad position, is it?
Yeah.
I'll block for this guy.
Now some discussion going on here, and the referee here is an interesting story, Randy.
Oh, it's great. This is Lee Knight, the head ref, you see. He is doing his last game in high school athletics. He's been at it 40 years, we understand. He's retiring.
After this, yeah, he's out of the Lincolnton area, has done Shrine Bowl games, playoff games, the works.
And we've called his name many times over the last 20 years we've done some coverage. Good man, we'll miss it. Baker.
Bubble. The ball looked like it came loose, Randy.
I think it was jarred loose, but Baker did get it back, and one of the first times you feel like you stop him for a 1-yard gain, you've won.
Yeah, and there was some real hitting going on in there. You could feel it up here.
We'll see now.
Look at this. Let's see if that ball started to come loose. Kind of hard to tell from right there. No, he's got it.
Okay, you got Byers and Brown to the top of your screen, out of the gun. 3rd and 13, longest of the night here on the conversion attempt for the Tigers. Pope out of the pocket, he will go down, the ball is loose. It's going to be picked up and running it to the right side, and they'll get this man, which is number 32, Brandon McClellan, who picked it up. That is wild. The ball was loose there, and McClellan, lucky, he just picked it up.
You had Shannon Davis breaking through. Watch the linebacker coming through on the blitz right here. They flush Pope. Now he's got trouble. You also had King coming through there, and he knocks it loose. Johnny on the spot as the fullback, and here we go again. And Peoples finally gets him down.
4th down. And they're going to punt it here, I believe. But you got to keep the guy on the up back. Doug Brown is the blocking back. He's been known.
Terry Collins is deep instead of Allison.
I don't think Annapolis thinks they're going to punt it on 4th and 16. Oh boy, this one's above the light standards. Hits and takes a great roll out of bounds. Exit stage left. Down at about the 11-yard line. Ain't that what Snagglepuss, the cartoon guy, hey,
wait a minute.
That's when the ball went. Exit stage left. Out.
I didn't come prepared for cartoon references, Randy. Come on now. You throwing me curveballs here. There's Pope, who also handles the punting duties, as you saw there. But
you remember Snagglepuss, I know.
Yeah, I do. The key here, I think, Randy, was that the Wonders, after that score, were able to get the nice deep kickoff, change that field position battle around, but now Ragsdale has claimed it right back.
But Kannapolis down by only 8 points with less than 2 minutes to go. They quick pitch it to Carter, looking for a wall, and he'll swing it this way, and now we'll just take it in and gain. Actually, Woody, the forward progress will be spotted at the 20-yard line. He ran a long way. He gained 9 yards on the play.
He sure did, and the Wonders blocked this play so well, Randy. We're talking about execution here. You got Rock Johnson firing through here. You got guys being taken down to the line of scrimmage. You got receivers getting in on the play. Look, even Allison's downfield blocking.
You know what?
They really execute that well.
One of the offensive guys have done that strong side left. They string the defense out and give Carter a chance to just pick his way. Well, it worked good that time, 9 yards. Marr with a play fake on 2nd and short, plenty of time. He's got Allison, he's looking at Allison, and incomplete. Over there defending was Doug Brown. That one not going to be completed to anybody.
You might not see a picture of this year again with that much receiving talent in it. 2 Shrine Bowl receivers right there in your picture. One of them's a defensive back on that play, of course, but
it's a shame because there's a lot of Shrine Bowlers on both these teams, and some of these guys won't be playing next week because they'll still be in the high school playoffs.
Yeah, we had the week off while the court battles went on in the West. The East has taken this week off, so it's been very confusing.
3rd down and 1.
The Rock.
The Rock is in the backfield. Carter is in motion. The Rock's got the football, and he will spin, and he's got the 1st down. First time Rock has carried the ball tonight. He said, take that.
He got met right at the line of scrimmage, Randy, but just was not going to be denied. He gets hit, and he just kind of leans on the guy and makes him go his way. 3rd first down for Kannapolis in this game.
Have you seen most of the time?
Watch.
Yeah.
Look at that. The linebacker comes up and really lays a pop on him. That was Chris Saffiati at 169 pounds and Rock at 250. That's one of those math things there.
Yeah. Saffiati probably said, I know who the Rock is now.
So I call it Big Fish.
Play fake. Marr. Plenty of time. Over the middle. Tipped in. It should have been picked. Stepping in with good coverage, John Richburg had it. Hit him in the wrong place perfectly right in the hands.
Marr again with a lot of time, Randy, looking deep downfield. Finally has to try and go short to Carter, but never saw Richburg, the linebacker, right over the middle.
Incompleted pass will stop the clock. We've got 36 left here in the first period. Here we see the play again.
Take a look at it. Look at this time. Marr has had excellent time to throw the ball downfield, but he did want to look further. Looked like he was looking for Allison over toward the left there.
He'll split out to the short side of the field this time. Carter in a slot on the right. Now Carter will break in motion. And they are trying to a little counter there. And that one just kind of got jammed up there. As
really
Edwards nowhere to go. And now it'll set up 3rd down and long. they'll probably have to wait till the next quarter to do it.
It almost looked like some of the people thought that he was going to go around the end. Edwards saw some room in the middle, but things did get discombobulated there, and give credit again to this Ragsdale defensive front.
Kannapolis will just wait for the time to run down as the first period is now history here in the state quarterfinal matchup. It's Ragsdale 14, A.L. Brown 6. Back with period number 2 in just a minute. Seen some early punches thrown in this game, Woody, and maybe it's kind of settling down into a defensive game. We'll see.
I guess the early adrenaline has worn off now.
Oh, I would think so. They've got to have the edge taken off somewhat as much as they have run up and down this field. Tony Baker with over 150 yards running. Wonders now with 3rd and long. Marr dumps it off to Edwards. He sees double coverage and will be dropped about the line of scrimmage. No chance really, as one thing for sure, the Ragsdale Scouts did a good job scouting that little dump pass off.
Well, they had 2 guys out here, 2 linebackers, or a linebacker and a defensive back waiting on Edwards. You see him in motion there. Marr looking at him, but look at this. The 2 linebackers closed and read that one all the way. Coming in there was, looked like Pfeiffer and Richburg, and Richburg has been in on, boy, seems like every other tackle, doesn't it?
Kind of telegraphed it a little bit. High snap. One hop. Now he's going to have to run for it. He's in trouble. And Ragsdale will nail him at the 15-yard line. That not a bad snap, just a bad handle by the Wonders punter.
And now you got your defense really in trouble here.
Daniel Smith did everything he could, and now there is the blink.
Well, the snap was a little bit high, Randy, and then just nothing for him to do there. Really, he was just in a whirl of hurt there from the start. Now remember that that Josh Reeves had been the long snapper.
On 1st down and 10 at the Wonder 15-yard line. Let's see. Baker and company going to try to capitalize inside the 10-yard line to the 9.
Boy, they are just really winning the war up front, Randy. I mean, the offensive line for this Ragsdale team is just, watch them push. Look at this. And see, they were wanting that play to go left, and you look back, Baker has room to the right. That's where he takes it. Nice yardage.
2nd down and 4. Up to Baker. Baker tripped. And a flag now. Getting in for the Wonders looked like 74, I think, that time. Or what? No, excuse me. It was 34. Andrew King.
The linebacker came through. He was actually on the ground, going to be a hold against Ragsdale, and he reached up. You see Coach Norwood not too thrilled about it, but King kind of reached up as Baker was going by and got an ankle.
Is this...
Looks like they say the hold might be on the left guard.
This is our first penalty of the game.
Take a look. Watch 34. I think it is. Coming through here. Yeah, there it is.
That was a public mugging. That wasn't a...
That was Josh Baker, the 280-pound senior we were talking about.
Backs him up now. 2nd down at 16. Pope under pressure, going on the fly, corner of the end zone, and touchdown! What a catch by Cody McCrary. He just took it away from Robert Clark. That was 2 great athletes going at it in the corner.
And Robert Clark was right there, Randy, right where you're supposed to be. He just lost a wrestling match down in the corner. Look at it here. The quarterback and the receiver actually bumped. And, I don't know, that's just great concentration. I don't know how he came down with that, but Clark tried to say he didn't have possession when he came down, but the officials feel the other way.
There was a defensive pass interference, a late flag drop. Obviously, Ragsdale will decline that penalty.
Well, what a great throw by Pope. You had one of the receivers in motion and bumped him while he was dropping back.
Now Beeson for the extra point. Kick is up and into the 9. That one's down about high point. We've got 10:25 to go in the first half. It's 21-6 Ragsdale on top of A.L. Brown. Good teams have a way of capitalizing on their opponent's turnovers, and I guess the first gift this gift-giving season with the A.L. Brown Wonders with a turnover deep in their own territory. It won't show up as a turnover technically, but it was.
Well, those are the intangibles we talked about, Randy. An extra point blocked by Ragsdale, the miscue on the punch snap by Kannapolis.
This one at the goal line about a yard deep, and Allison, he had it Mach 1. He had it's like an aircraft carrier, the jet sitting there. He was ready to take off.
Right, but you can't bring it out, of course, in high school from the end zone there. Let's take a look at that touchdown again. Pope will get bumped by a receiver coming by in motion. Didn't see if it was Byers or Brown. It was Byers, and they just lost it up toward the corner. And just a wrestling match.
And you didn't see the other bump there. I think there was a bump before they got to the end zone, so it would have been had it been incomplete, there would have been pass interference, and we might have still been down there. Now the Wonders down by 15 in this game. Second time they've trailed by as many as 2 touchdowns. Out of the shotgun. Marr all day. Now somebody comes after him. Marr says, I think I'll run it. Pumps up field, throws it, incomplete. And a flag.
And the official was the back judge there, Randy. He may be calling interference. Let's see.
We have a couple.
He was all the way across the field.
And there's one in the backfield, too.
Somebody might have been an ineligible receiver downfield as long as Marr was down there.
You're right, Randy. Right on the money.
And that's a loss of down as well.
But now the other official was way back here, and I don't know that he saw a lineman. Maybe there was a...
Well, Lee Knipe is going to ask
2 different ones.
Defensive captain for Ragsdale. He said, what you want to do? So, well, they might have saw the same thing.
And you know, Randy, we've talked about the time that Drew Marr has had to throw here. I think part of that is you see Coach Massey high up on top here, top of the press box. Part of that may be that Ragsdale's not committing to blitzing. They're going to stay back in solid coverage, leave those linebackers in that intermediate area, and not let Drew Marr have easy opportunities.
Well, they'll try the run. Look at here. Getting good yardage out across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. Good run.
And one of the Ragsdale linemen is hurt. It's Ingram getting up slowly back from the backfield. Look at this. Watch this move. Goodness gracious, Randy. He just beamed over about a yard and kept going upfield.
And if you think he looks quick on the camera there, imagine being the tackler on the field trying to dodge you. That's a Maddox-like move there. All the good runners have it. I can stop on a dime and make you look bad.
So that makes it a reasonable 2nd and 7 here after the penalty.
Kannapolis trying to get back a little field position here. What are you talking about on the pass there? Well, now we got a flag drop.
We have a flag on the play.
And could that be one of the Ragsdale people lining up in the neutral zone?
We'll wait and see what Mr. Knipe has the call for.
I think that's what it is.
That'll cost him 5.
It's called against the Tigers.
Let's take a look at the top of the picture here and see if we can pick up what happened. That's where one of the flags came from, right there.
Oh.
He stepped past the official. You see him reaching for his flag there?
You don't do it right in front of him.
Yeah.
That's hard to get away with that.
It was like a Wild West quick draw going for that flag, wasn't it? There's Coach Norwood.
You knew the corner was going, oops. He says, man, it's tough to see, you know. 2nd and 2 now. So Marr and company moving it a little bit out to the 28 now. Drew going to go to the air. Protection breaks down. He'll go down. Huge loss. Quarterback sack. Tony Walker in the defensive lineman for the Tigers. And Walker finally got to him. 233-pound junior. There you see him.
Looks like they were trying to come on a little slant here, some kind of crossing pattern. They had 2 receivers down on that left side, and they just couldn't get open in time.
So instead of 2nd and 2, now it's 3rd and 7. As we tick inside 9 minutes to go first half. 21-6. Ragsdale on top. It was the Baker show early with the first 2 possessions.
Charlie Fox in at the top of your picture. He caught a touchdown pass a week ago.
Marr with a single set. Rolls, looking for the receivers. Overthrown. He was looking for Edwards, and they had him pinned to the sidelines. Double coverage over there right in front of the Ragsdale bench. And I guess Marr didn't want to risk the interception. You're down 15 points, so let's try to kick it out and let the defense do their thing.
Well, let's see about the snap this time. And
the run's there. I think the run is there. They just got to get some decent field position.
Well, that penalty hurt him. Instead of 2nd and 2, you're looking at 3rd and 7, and that's critical.
Now they're showing 8 guys on the line of scrimmage here. Now they drop back a little bit. Smith standing at his 10. Gets it away. Well, it hits and goes out of bounds at the Wonder 41-yard line. So, great field position for the Tiger offense on. And right now, they can make it a little hard if the Wonder defense doesn't do a little gut check here.
They really have to make a stand now, Randy. They're already down a couple of touchdowns. Look at that, 186 yards of total offense for Ragsdale. Short field again for them to work with, and the Wonders definitely don't want to go down by 3 touchdowns here. About 8.5 minutes to go in the half. The Wonders need to get that turnover back.
We've seen them score passing on a beautiful pass from Pope. We've seen Baker on some great running, just controlling with that offensive line, controlling the line of scrimmage. Now they're in the gun. Trips to the bottom. Here's Pope. Pressure breaks down. He will go down. He pumps it up. That's a desperation pass, and there's a flag down. And that's got to be, well, it's dropped in the secondary, Woody. So did somebody, one of the officials, think that was intentionally grounding?
Either that or maybe another ineligible downfield since that play took a while. Nope, going to be a hold against Kannapolis. Wow.
There wasn't anybody over there. Now, that must have happened a long time. He dropped the flag. There was nobody home.
Well, this is gonna cost them a first down in all likelihood on a play where they had gotten perhaps their best defensive penetration of the night. The official wants a ball out there. You know, he's been doing this 40 years. He knows you got to have a football out there to keep playing this thing.
The ball boy went on strike.
Let's see if we can pick up the hole. Watch toward the middle here. Kind of hard to pick it up there. The flag is already down.
But there was nobody there to hold. That's my question.
I think maybe the reason he didn't get a grounding call is he was being hit as the ball came out.
It'll give him a first down. Just outside the Wonder 30-yard line. Back to the I formation. That means Baker and company, I bet you. Yep. Tony Baker tripped at the line of scrimmage. Will get about 7. He is marvelous to watch run. Antoine Norris put him on the ground, but not before. When your tailback, who starts 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Watch him here, Randy. Just excellent execution there, and Norris finally drags him down. But we talked about Tony Baker. He spells his name T-O-N-E-Y. You look at the penalty situation. His father's T-O-N-Y. Played for the Cleveland Browns and was in both of those John Elway The Drive games.
Boy, those are some memories, aren't they?
Yeah.
On 2nd and 3, Pope going to the air quickly. Out pattern. He's got his receiver, Byers, and out of bounds. First down. Down at about the 13-yard line.
Just a short little pattern there, and Collins trying to close on him fell down, and that's why he had so much room. Boy, one of the Wonders almost got that one as it sailed past the line of scrimmage.
It is a game of inches, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Ragsdale first down, ball spotted at the 13-yard line.
That'll stop the clock with 7:31 left in the first half, and Ragsdale on the move again, trying to take advantage of great starting field position. Quick toss, and they thought they had him, and well, his knee went down, apparently. There's the whistle. I thought he was down too. Andrew King got credit for the tackle. When the knee goes down, you were down, and a break of sorts for the Wonders.
Yeah, he had to bend him like Gumby to make the knee touch. Let's see what King does coming through here. Boy, just a great job of fighting off that block. You're right, the knee did go down. Nice play by King.
A loss of 2 on the play, back to the 15. So one of the few times Baker has been stopped for negative yardage tonight. You won't see it much. Pope to pass. Pumps once. Looks both sides. Now he's going to have to run it. They said, I'll try to get something, and he got about 3.
Well, they wanted to fake over here on a little swing pass over to the right, and they had Doug Brown over in the corner of the end zone, Randy, but 2 Wonders. Shannon Blackman was over there along with Robert Clark on double coverage. See, watch him look back over here, and he realizes it's not there because of the double coverage, and now the only thing to do is say, uh-oh.
For the Tigers.
Good secondary coverage by the Wonders. Now it's 3rd down.
Big play here, Randy.
Big play, yes it is. At the 13.
And he wants a timeout.
Ragsdale, I think Tommy Norwood knows it's a big play. We'll be right back.
Taxi!
Welcome back to Miller Memorial Stadium here in Jamestown. Ragsdale's quarterback Wes Pope called that timeout. Apparently, not sure if it was equipment problem, an injury type thing, or something they didn't see with didn't like with the Wonder defense. But here's the play fake to Baker. The pass tipped, I think, Woody, and incomplete. Somebody for the Wonders may have got their hands on the football.
Maybe it was Peoples or maybe Keller got through there.
Well, let's see it. I think Pope may have got the old Charlie. Of course, you know,
Yeah, he keeps grabbing at that leg, and he was kind of limping right before he called that timeout. Don't know if he got shaken up when he had to run there or what.
Well, here we go. It is field goal time, and they'll place it at the 19-yard line, definitely within the range of Ryan Beeson.
He's got a 60-yard leg. We saw him warming up out there.
And he would hit about 1 out of 3 from 50, 52 yards, and then he's got 60. As you said, it goes a lot further.
Half the battle is getting it that far.
Oh, man. This will be a short one. This will be 29 yards. Good snap, spot, hole, kick is blocked. Coming through was number 9 for the Wonders, Terry Collins, and that is a huge, I don't know what you call it.
Huge is it. That's
stop.
exactly what you call it.
A huge stop for the Wonders. Terry Collins says, well, I'll negate the long. That somehow eliminates the distance situation. You get in there, and he came in. And
now, the officials are huddling down here, Randy. I don't know if they're trying to determine spot or what.
Where's the ball? Yeah, the spot was
where the ball was blocked, right?
I would say the 11, 12-yard line is where the line of scrimmage was.
Wait a minute, they're saying 4th down again? Is that what he said?
Whistle on the play. The play will be
Inadvertent whistle, and they're going to let him go again. Oh, my goodness.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
That's not right.
Well, you mentioned, Randy, it was a holiday season.
You take it away from the kids there.
Yep, that's exactly. Inadvertent whistle, and they're going to let him kick it again.
We saw an inadvertent whistle
and the Wonders
at
coaches.
South several weeks ago during the regular season. Now they're explaining to the Wonders coaches on the sidelines.
Boy, they are not happy.
You block the field goal, the play's dead. Inadvertent whistle.
Look at the disappointment on their faces there. My goodness. And the fans on the Kannapolis side are really giving it to the officials.
Well, the play had already begun. I don't think that inadvertent whistle wouldn't have mattered. They're probably saying, well, it gave you guys an advantage because the guys in blue stopped blocking. Well, I don't know.
Well, nobody blocked Terry Collins anyway.
No,
on the 12-yard line.
That's a judgment call.
As we replay the
Wow.
No, we'll redo it again. Here's the redo, Woody.
What a break.
Now Collins, I've never seen a guy that said, well, I got to block 2 now?
Yeah, a great defensive stand, and now we get to do it over.
Okay, it'll be a 29-yarder from the right hash mark. Beeson to try again. Snap, spot, kick, and it's blocked again. Are you believing this? Same guy. Wonders pick it up. It's a live football, and coming back the other way, and out to the 19-yard line is Robert Clark. They've overcome the officials, by God, didn't they?
Can you believe that, Randy? When is the last time you've ever seen 2 block kicks in a row on back-to-back
the same
plays?
guy.
Yeah, Terry Collins.
Big play.
My goodness, unbelievable. Look at that.
And
Let's get it again. How you like that?
It's a live ball, folks, and Kannapolis is lucky to pick the ball up.
Isn't
And
that
of course,
something?
then they return it out to the 19-yard line. I never seen a guy block it. You got a standing ovation, big time. He picked it up at about the goal line and ran it out. Here we go with the rock. The rock spinning, turning, churning out to the 25-yard line with 5:40 left to go in the first half. Let's see if the Wonders now can get some offense generated out of it.
Need some points here to go in the locker room. Remember, Ragsdale won the toss and deferred, so they get it first coming out of the locker room. And let's take a look at Terry Collins again coming through here, Randy. He just lays out and just gets it with one hand.
Is this block 1 or block 2? I think this
That's
is
the
block
second
2.
one.
Yeah. Terry says, now I don't want to have to come out here and remind you guys again now.
Well, he told the official, don't make me come back out there.
2nd and 5. They give it to Edwards on the end around, and he's got some room. Maurice cuts it for a first down out across the 35-yard line.
Uh-oh, little pushing and shoving. We may see a flag over there.
The officials want don't know if I see a flag or not. The sidelines definitely want it. I think they're just excited because they got a first down.
And watch Chris Carter, Randy. Watch 16 leading the block downfield. See that? That's nice work there.
And you see him pull off when the guy, he saw his numbers on the back of a jersey. I'm not going to get caught for blocking in the back.
John Weber was downfield looking for somebody to hit too. I think he and another guy were the ones who got into a little pushing match over there after the play.
4:45 and running here in the first half. Edwards in motion. Rocks got the football. Hit once, second guy got him, and another little bit of help at the 41-yard line.
I think the Wonders have discovered that little fullback dive is going to be there, Randy. I think if they get too Carter heavy, it's going to be tough on them. But when they can slam it up in there some and be effective with it, it's really going to help them.
Well, you got the likes of Rock Johnson, you got the likes of Dale King in that backfield, and they can certainly do it. Sometimes the fullback's job is, it ain't pretty.
Boy, you got the Rock lined up as a receiver at the top of your picture.
They're looking at him. Now they're setting up the middle screen. Intercepted. At the Wonder 42-yard line. Not sure if that was Corey Garrison got the football, but somebody should have been there. I don't think Marr.
They looked like they wanted to set up a little screen over the middle, but then it looked like Marr went deeper downfield. Maybe he was looking for the guy to go that far. Watch him here waiting, and watch the crossing right into your picture. Well, you couldn't see him there, but he was trying to go deeper downfield, and it looked like they had a screen set up.
Well, he's getting some pressure too, Woody. There you go.
I think he wanted to go short, but then finally had to get rid of it and pick the wrong spot.
Here come on the reverse. And an option pass. Wide open as Byers. He's got it. He fumbled. No, incomplete. I thought he dropped the football for a minute.
But he had Robert Clark back there on him, and he had a step on him. We told you that they'll do some of that too. It's going to be a reverse, and Andy, looks like Kinsmo, the junior, is going to be flinging it downfield. That's him there.
And he says, well.
Boy, and what a pass now. Did he have some zip on that?
Arm, yeah.
When he first let it go, I thought, wow, there's no way Brown can get to that.
9 out of 10 times, that one will be caught. Byers had his man beat. So there's trick play number 1.
That could easily have been a fumble.
Yep. And I think Byers saw that. He went back and picked the ball up. They give it to Baker. He's hit in the backfield, stopped for about a yard gain. Coming in defensively is Shannon Davis, who had an outstanding game up in Franklin last week. There you see Shannon.
He was filling in last week when we talked about Kendall Turner being hurt. Stays in the starting lineup this week when Turner comes back because Reeves is out.
Still a lot of time to go. First half, 3.5 minutes to go. And it's 3rd and 8 coming up. This is a big play.
Crucial time of the game here, Randy. The Wonders can't allow more points, and they need to get another score before we go into the locker room. And now the officials are discussing something else here.
I think they wanted to make sure they got all the chains straight over there.
I think they're looking at King out here for the Wonders like he may have an equipment problem or an injury. He's pulling on his finger. Andrew King, the 177-pound junior, he's going to have to come out.
Yeah, he said, I don't want to, but they got to get him out now. At least for one play.
And let's see who's going to come in for him.
Well, Lee Knight sure don't miss anything, the referee. And you know back there at the field goal attempt, it wasn't his whistle that blew it inadvertently.
Yeah. Looks like Jimmy Gonzalez, I think number 46, is going to come in here now. The sophomore, 190-pounder. He wears number 46 there.
Now keep in mind, you're already down a couple of linebackers down at this stage.
Right. Big play.
3rd and 8. Wonders adjusting on the defensive front. Look like they're showing blitz. And here they come. Forced out of the pocket is Povey's going deep. Double coverage on Byers, bumping, and no flag and incomplete.
Oh, that's not Rob Stuck, our cameraman. He knows how to get out of the way. That must be some rookie down there.
Well, he's not a rookie now. He's earned those credentials.
Absolutely.
And some of his peers are kind of giving it.
So they're coming over to laugh at him. That's what they're doing. Here come the Wonders on the blitz. Look at Peoples, 23, right here. Flushes him out. Finally, Pope has to throw it. Double coverage downfield on Byers.
That was a delayed reaction. And he held on to the camera. That's a trooper there.
Boy, Pope just had to hang that one up too long.
Here's a kick. They kick it away. And Allison will get away. It hits inside the 10. Boy, just the way you practice it. They have been practicing it quite some time. Down that time by Tony Walker. But you don't play in December without practicing pretty good back in the hot months. And not too many people left around this time of year in the playoffs. visit us, regardless of what season it is, on our sports online. We've got polls, columns, message board, and a whole lot more. We welcome your comments. And so far, up to date now, 27 million hits so far.
Not just football either. There are all kinds of other stuff you can put your 2 cents worth in on there.
We talk basketball. We talk.
Wait a minute now, Randy. The officials are blowing the whistles again here.
Well, no play has started, so I think we're pretty safe here. I think they're another equipment. Okay, we've got a chin strap there. Like number 60 for the Wonders, and that is going to be Donald Gray. Donald's getting his.
Donald, a 245-pound senior there, but now we're ready.
Wonders pinned deep back at their own 4-yard line. They work it from the I formation. Just try to get a little room.
He got a little, but not much room.
Maybe a yard. Maybe 2, depending on the spot. Did not get out of bounds, so the clock continues to run.
Looks like they're going to give him about a yard, Randy.
That's a pretty good specimen there. Number 11, Rylon Pfeiffer.
210-pound senior.
And
he can move.
And he's lucky they just sculpted him out of the prototype football player. Man, he is put together.
The Wonders do have a 90-something-yard TD pass, don't they?
Yep. Toss it this time and reversing this field. Carter got to get out of the end zone, and they're going to say
he didn't get a safety. He's out like the 1-inch line.
Meyer says, man, I thought I had him. I think Carter was going to throw that ball, would he?
It almost looked that way, but I think maybe he just realized he didn't have anywhere to go and was trying to reverse his field.
And with that, 1:58 seconds to go in the first half. Ragsdale calls a timeout because it's going to bring up 3rd down and forever. And
watch Carter here, Randy, coming out. You can't see him here, but right there, when Byers breaks through, Carter just has nowhere to go. Too many blue jerseys around.
Carter tried to reverse his field. Noticed, as you said, there was people on that side too. So lucky, very lucky, got the call. And that's as close as it can get to the goal line without being a safety. We're going to take a timeout. 1:58 to go, first half. Here we go, just inside their own 1-yard line. This may be a play for the Rock just to get them a little room for the punter. Yep. Flags are down. If it's against the Wonders, one thing I'm sure, you can't penalize them far.
Yeah, half the distance is about a centimeter from here.
Hey, Mark came up from center.
Let's see.
Illegal procedure.
Yep.
And that will be cost him about 6 inches. They can't put it back no further. The center made it early.
Yeah, let's take a look and see if we can check it out. Yeah, he kind of dragged it along the ground before he snapped it there. Right in the middle was Josh Barrier.
Well, it's 3rd down and 13.5 yards now. Marr going to throw it out of the end zone. Trying to get behind the coverage, overthrown. I'll tell you one thing. If he had had another second, that would have been the longest pass completion you can have. 99 yards.
As Don Meredith said, and a half.
And a half, yeah.
Well, I think Marr had to let this one go a little bit sooner than he wanted, Ray. It looked like there was some pressure coming up the middle, and he had to...
Well, you don't want to stand with it in your end zone 5 yards deep very long, because it will draw a lot of company.
Well, this is going to give excellent field position now to Ragsdale.
Smith's got to be careful not to step on the end line or the back line there, or it is a safety. As far as he can go. And you know the Tigers are coming. Trying to block it. Great kick. Byers with the return at the 38-yard line. Oh, and what a huge tackle. Actually, John Weber on the coverage, but the guy for Ragsdale blocked him into the runner.
He did. Byers cut back the wrong way, and his blocker didn't know which way he was going. But John Weber, 2nd week in a row, Randy, the first guy down, a big old offensive lineman coming down to make that tackle.
That was a bear hug, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, the Wonder defense has been tough here a couple of times in a row now. They've got to make one more stand with 1:40 left.
2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Out of the shotgun, Wes Pope operates a Ragsdale offense. Play fake, here come the Wonders adding. Pope gets it away under pressure, incomplete. Coming up trying to make the pick. And a good coverage in the secondary by Shannon Blackman. The intended receiver, Cody McCray, Weidman tried to cut in, and had the ball been catchable, I think he'd have had the pick.
And the Wonders had a jailbreak up the middle that time, Randy. There were about 3 guys just breathing right in West Pope's helmet with him there.
You could hear the ground rumbling when they were coming. It stops the clock with 1:33, still an eternity, the way the Tiger offense can move the football. Byers and Brown wide to the top, and McCray to the bottom. Pope, kind of a play fake, looking and open in the seam, into coverage, complete to Brown. He did what he had to do, and now you know why he's going to the Shrine Bowl. He got in between the coverage, and Pope saw it.
And they're going to take another timeout. Looks like he had zone coverage here. Daniel Brown was the short man. He was expecting help back deep. Watch how far up he stops. See this? He thinks he's got help back there, but there are 2 more receivers back here as well. The Wonders had a lot of players to try to cover on that side.
We're down to the 12-yard line, so it seems like we've been playing the last 6 minutes down on this end, and right now, Ragsdale's trying to find another way to punch it in. Backside pressure, Pope escapes momentarily, still on his feet. Popped pretty good as he gets down to the 10-yard line. Hard running junior. He's telling, come on guys, get up, let's get to the line of scrimmage. Do they have all their any timeouts left? I don't know.
Inside a minute now.
2nd down and about 3, and now the officials will stop the clock.
Officials timeout.
What for?
I think they were waiting on the Wonders to get back on sides.
Wait a minute now. What's going on here? And now they're going to come over and tell all the players from Ragsdale and the coaching staff to move back a little bit, but I don't think that's why they blew the whistle originally.
Well, Kannapolis wasn't on sides. You got to give the defense time to get back, and I think they were kind of, they were taking all the time they could. And it's 2nd down and 3. Here we go. Pope to the air on the fade in the corner. And is it a touchdown? Yes. Late signal. Making the catch was Doug Brown. And it was just barely in bounds. And that was the question. Not whether he caught the ball, but did he catch it with the feet in bounds?
And Robert Clark was back there defensively. They had 2 men back, and they didn't think he came down in bounds. Of course, now this is not pro. You don't have to get the 2 feet in.
Right. Exactly. Good pass by West Pope.
Well, you can't really tell exactly where the line is there, but
great execution on both ends, and now the extra point attempt with 39 seconds left. It's up, and this one's into the darkness. Big touchdown. It is now 28-6. Jamestown Ragsdale, number 1, leading number 5 Kannapolis. The Wonder defense did about all that you could do in the last 5-6 minutes, and they were on the field a long time, Woody, and finally they do give up the touchdown, but Ragsdale definitely had to earn that point.
Well, they certainly
2
did.
Field goal attempts, too.
And keep in mind, the Wonders have had 1 and maybe 2 pretty nice comebacks this year.
Well, one was South Point Belmont early in the year. I think they were down like 23-7. Something like that at halftime, and they were down to Mooresville. It came out just like an entirely different team, but Ragsdale also an entirely different team. They are here for, both teams are here. They're pretty good.
Well, I think one of the things we started to see there in the latter part of the 2nd quarter, the Wonders finally starting to get some heat on West Pope.
Yeah, the defense, maybe they've settled down a lot as Coach Massey and his staff are going to have to go to work at halftime. These kids haven't given up. They still believe. And they've got, one thing about it, when you've got a team that has that quick strike capability, you're really never out of a game.
Maurice Edwards in at quarterback here.
Edwards gives them some mobility at that position, and now the whistles will stop.
I think we're going to be hearing whistles in our sleep, aren't we?
Inadvertent or adverted.
Well, most of them haven't been for penalties.
Nope. Timeout called by the Wonders.
I don't think Edwards called that, did he? He looked like he was ready for the snap.
I wasn't looking at the play clock, and he may have thought, well, we're going to hit for too much time, but gosh, you got 25 seconds from the time they whistle it.
I don't see play clocks here. Do they have? I don't see them.
No, there's not a play clock, but you knew it.
Right.
Probably hadn't expired.
Well,
maybe they've changed the play. They said, all right, we're going to send, okay, here we go. They got Carter and Fox coming this way. Allison to the top.
King in the backfield as a fullback there, 42. He'll be a blocking back almost certainly.
So Coach Massey and his offensive coordinators changing something here. Going to give Edwards, who has that ability to run or throw. Durant Stanback is also in as a wide receiver. Edwards will run it. And running he does. Spinning out of a tackle. Still on his feet out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Woody, maybe Coach Massey's made the adjustment. Not that Mars having a bad game, but and now Edwards is shaking up.
Well, he got a big pop from Ingram, the defensive lineman, right here at the end. But look at him just making moves, and here comes the hit. Bang. Boy, he really did drill him. And he is down and now getting back up. We're going to have to probably bring Mar back.
I think he's just got the wind knocked out of him. He was really drilled up there.
He took a shot right in the ribs. He looks like he's okay now, but Drew Marr will, in all likelihood, have to come back here.
I do not see his number. There he is coming on. I was sitting there ready to say, well, is he hurt? Nope. Junior's back on. 30 seconds to go. Now you've got better field position, so Marr can't be effective in the passing. Coach Norwood said, gosh, let's don't give up a quick one here before halftime. Trips to the top. Out to Carter. Looking for a block. Splits the two blockers and will get the first down, and there's a late flag, another late flag. There will be the face mask variety, I would suspect.
There was one much further down the field, and then one here that you saw sail into your picture a little closer. And you see Doug Brown thinks it's against Kannapolis.
Holding, and it is against the Wonders.
You know, I think they're probably going to call that on Andre Allison blocking downfield, trying to get Chris Carter loose. It was hard to tell if it was a hold or not from our angle, but I think he was the only player over there.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't need a block to get Chris Carter loose. You just need to get in the way of the guy. Well, it would be interesting to see what the Wonders do in the second half. Do they come back as Edwards with his running ability? And the Wonders have been able to run against the Tigers tonight.
With 12 seconds left, Randy, they might have a chance to take two shots if they, well, not anymore.
The clock running here. Marr probably going to send everybody deep. Got time. He's going deep. And it's up for grabs and intercepted.
Doug
Brown coming back the other way. Now, you got to get on him here. Time has run out here in the half. The Browns making it look interesting as the first half comes to an end. He returns it back to the line of scrimmage. And it has been the explosiveness. And we know why Ragsdale is ranked number one. They're on top right now in the half. They lead it 28-6 as they go to the locker room. Ragsdale having things their own way here at halftime. They lead it 28-6, and West Pope, a big reason, with some great-looking two-touchdown passes in the first half.
Let's take a look at some of those numbers. First downs relatively even, but look at the rushing yards. We talked about that in our keys. Ragsdale did the job there. Passing yardage fairly even. The total yardage favor Ragsdale because of that rushing advantage. 2 turnovers for the Wonders and 5 big penalties there as well that hurt Kannapolis in that first half. Field position was a big key there as well. Let's go back and look at our keys. Execution, Kannapolis misfired on a couple of passes early. They had the snap problem on the punt. That hurt him as well. Grounded out, well, definitely Ragsdale did that with Tony Baker taking 2 long runs there in the first quarter. And intangibles, all the little things. Kannapolis has a few more penalties. They have 2 more turnovers. The snap that we talked about on the extra point, or rather on the punt there, and looks like everything favor Ragsdale right now. The real problem, if you just look at the numbers as Coach Massey comes back up top, is that they had not been able to do much with Tony Baker, especially early.
Well, and of the 100, he gained about 150 yards of that rushing on the first 2 series. One was about a 69-yard touchdown run on one play as Coach Massey. And it'll be interesting to see the Wonder offense when they come back. Does Edwards come back and give them an added threat at running at the quarterback position? Or do they stick with Drew, who started the game? I guess field position will play a big part. But right now the defense is going to be asked to step up. And this will be key, that first series after the second half starts. If they're able to hold them and get the ball back, chances are anything can happen. You can get back in the game. If not, Ragsdale comes down, punches this one in. It might be lights out.
I think something we talked about earlier, Randy, has been a big key as well. Ragsdale is not bringing the linebackers up on the blitz, or not bringing them up to put pressure on Drew Marr or Maurice Edwards. That means a running quarterback like Edwards can get some yardage like we saw. It also means that Drew Marr, when he's looking downfield to pass, has 3 extra guys to worry about in those patterns, in the way in those passing lanes, as opposed to only having to have Andre Allison beat a defensive back.
Well, Chase Lauder will kick it away as, of course, Ragsdale won the toss, elected to defer to the second half. They lead it by 28-6, and we're ready for the second half. Good kick. Down at about the goal line, bobbled momentarily at about the 3-yard line, and trying to get out is Doug Brown. And too many white shirts in the vicinity, but pretty good return out there at the 20-yard line. He kind of zigged and zagged and did a non-committal there for a while and gained yardage all the while.
Peoples looks like he's the guy who finally got him down, but now this may be as far back
Yes,
as they have started. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Kannapolis, I think the first 3 times they touched it, got it at their own 20 on the touchbacks. Pretty much the same backfield. Baker, the tailback. Wes Pope looks over that Wonder defensive front here on first down at the 20. Baker trying to slide outside. They do get a handle on him and stop him after about a yard. Good play. Looked like Peoples come up.
He did. He came through, and we've seen Josh Reeves make that play a lot of times. Reed find the gap and shoot through it and get the back down. That's what Peoples did.
We noticed Baker, of course, he's a darting type runner, can go anywhere. But maybe, I hate to see him as an experienced running back 3 years from now, Woody.
Can you imagine when he's a senior? He runs with power, too.
Second down and 9 at the 21-yard line. Baker with the toss again, looking for that block. Morris missed him, and they finally will get him at about the 27-yard line. Morris went diving by. Looked like King over there, Andrew King. Got him by the ankles. So it sets up a 3rd and short situation.
Check it out again. Just a nice little pitch. Good lead blocking out there. Boy, you see the big old tackle there.
I'm sorry, let's make that.
280 pounds is big number 74, Brooks Jester, a senior.
Key 3rd down play here for both teams at the 27-yard line. Got a feeling we're going to see a steady diet of Baker here. Nope, Pope to the air. He's got Brown open, first down, and then some near the 40-yard line.
That's the advantage of having a 3-touchdown lead, Randy. You can take chances like that on 3rd and short instead of playing the percentages of running that ball. Makes the Wonders have to really think on defense and not go by the book, so to speak.
And Brown did not try to do anything fancy, just kind of went down, got what they needed for the first down, plus a couple of yards, and then turned it up. Take what the defense gave you, hit that little soft spot there. Just shy of the 40-yard line. First down, they'll move the sticks. And the toss to Baker.
Wow. Who was that came up on run support on the bottom of that pile for the Wonders? Let's see. Looked at number 3. Is that Blackman? Yeah, Shannon Blackman. Nice play.
Look who got penetration maybe in the backfield to force him inside. Let's see.
Yeah. And there's Blackman coming up.
Yeah, Norris turned him into Blackman. No gain.
Well, the Wonders have figured that play out.
I think so. It's the little short passes and the accurate passing of Wes Pope that's been the Achilles tonight.
Wonders playing very tight coverage.
Play fake, rolling. Pope all day. Upfield, got a receiver crossing pattern, and it is complete to Byers. Did a good job to hang on to the football because his cage was rattled by Terry Collins.
Coming across the middle on a crossing pattern, Randy, just starts off at the top of your picture, coming toward the middle. Pope gets time, has time to read and find in there.
Look at Collins.
Blackman was on him, but Byers, a receiver, outrunning a linebacker.
Ragsdale will send McCray along with Kinsmo wide to the top. Byers to the bottom on first down at the Wonder 45-yard line. Baker up the gut, hit after about 2. Like Norris was there. And his helmet.
Yeah, lost his helmet, but that's all right. He's a big old defensive lineman. He doesn't need that thing.
That's not a toughness. Norris.
The Wonders have been doing a pretty good job of late, Randy, on first down. It's just they cannot keep Pope from getting that big pass on 3rd down lately.
What do the coaches tell us on headliners? They come at you with so many diverse weapons And you got to defend the entire field.
That's exactly what Kannapolis likes to do as well.
Out of the shotgun this time on 2nd down and 7. And it will be Pope on the keeper. He's got the first down. He's got some more down to the 21-yard line. First time. Kendall Turner finally knocked him down. First time we've seen Pope really take it off and run it like that.
Well, he had everything faking toward the right side. He put it right in Baker's belly, pulls it back out, and takes off left. Watch this. Now he goes back the other way. Nice execution.
Yep. That's the way you draw it up on the X's and O's on the blackboard.
Everybody was flowing towards Baker.
Well, this is what Coach Norwood wanted them to do. Come out and try to drive it 80 yards. They're looking good right now. It will be Baker breaking into a gallop, breaking another tackle, and into the end zone. Touchdown.
That's the play they faked last time. This time they come back with it, and Ragsdale marches right down the field.
Tony Baker, the freshman, with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night.
Look at him here, Randy. Watch this move right here.
Good.
My goodness
Gracious. Didn't need a lot of help, did he?
Yeah.
Number 31 is Ryan.
Big smile on his face.
The extra point.
Kind of resemblance there, Woody, to the guy who used to wear number 20 for Kannapolis, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Here's the extra point attempt. It's up and through the uprights. 8:01 remaining in the 3rd period. Ragsdale has extended their lead to 35-6. There you see Mr. Baker with 3 rushing touchdowns tonight. I said the resemblance was that of Nick Maddox a few years ago. You knew Nick was going to be special when he was a freshman. This kid, I don't know, is it possible to draft him pro out of the high school ranks? You know?
They do it in baseball, not football.
This team is so solid, so many weapons, and the coaches told us about it. And so far, no returns. This one, we will get a return at the 2-yard line. Kannapolis, and making his own tackle was Chris Carter, and nobody discussed it but him even more. Chris knew he had a little bit more, but couldn't hold his footing. Let's look at the touchdown again, Woody, and Baker just so smooth.
You got 2 backs here
We've got a couple of halftime
from the shotgun. This is what they faked the first time.
Piedmont 0, Crest.
And Baker right into the end zone.
Lincoln 7.
Boy, he is something else.
14.
But I'm telling you, the story has been this Ragsdale offensive line has really played well.
Marr will start at quarterback. Edwards in at the slot on the first series at the 17-yard line here in the 2nd half. They'll come around, and a big hole this time. Banging out, still on his feet. He got an extra 4 yards out of that. Duran Stanback, he kept his footing. Got an extra 4 yards after we should have went down.
8-yard line.
First carry, I think, for him, and getting up a little bit gimpy is Ryan Pfeiffer, the linebacker. Here he comes.
It was hit there, spun off, and look at that. And they spotted it at about the 28-yard line.
And you were saying earlier that they didn't think they'd see him again this year after the injury.
Exactly. He was injured in, I guess, in the preseason or early in the season. The up back and nowhere to go. Too many blue shirts in the area. Dale King did a good job to get back to the 25-yard line.
Well, he wanted to attack the middle. That wasn't there. Had to try to take it around the end. And when you got your fullback trying to get the corner, that's not going to be too good. Look at this. He just has nowhere to go. They're all over him.
Tried the stiff arm. That worked a little bit and got back to the 25. So now the Wonders have it 3rd down and 3. They were close to a first down before that play.
And now they're a little bit mixed up. Here they go.
They break, stand back. He'll get the toss in motion, right side, trying to cut it upfield, and will be short, I believe, of the first down. Needed to get to about the 28-yard line. Just over the 28.
26-yard line.
Woody, with 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd period. You're down 35-6. Do you go for it here?
I think you might as well, Randy. I mean, you're not going to get anywhere by kicking the ball away, but it looks like that's what they're going to do. Coach Massey doesn't feel like he wants to give them the short field again and really put his team in even a worse hole.
So Daniel Smith on to kick it away. He'll stand back at about the 15-yard line. You see who the up back is
it's
now.
Maurice Edwards.
Well, possibility there on 4th and a short 2. I think Ragsdale expected the same, but they go through with it. This one will be a tough high hopper. Coming up, Byers trying to get a block on the corner. Speed gets him that block and then some. Cuts it back against the grain, one man to beat. He breaks that tackle, and I think he made the wrong decision. They got the sidelines, hemming him in. Boy, what an athletic play. Down to the 22-yard line. Emmanuel Byers showing us some stuff, and he's only a junior.
Did one of the Wonders get blocked in the back on that one right before? They didn't throw a flag, but it doesn't matter. We take a look at the run back again, but just an excellent run downfield by Byers. Talking about him, Randy, his dad was the caretaker over at Simeon Stadium in High Point. Watch this right there. Boy, that's awful close on King getting blocked in the back, number 34.
Now look at here. Now if it had just went left, he had it. But you know, we could see the whole field.
But talking about Byers there, his dad was the caretaker at Simeon Stadium, the municipal stadium in High Point, and he grew up there. There was like a house on the premises there that he grew up living in and got to watch great high school football games all the time in his youth.
Well, you figure he is a junior. He's, what, 16, 17 years old. Red Raiders with a pretty good program. High Point Central. Of course, everybody plays at that stadium from, I think, the middle school on up.
Randy, this Kannapolis defense starting to spend a lot of time on the field.
Pope to Byers. Byers picking his way to about the 15-yard line. Stood up finally on the ground.
And, just over the 15-yard line.
Baker.
Stopped there by number 54.
He should be over 200 yards or pretty close to it rushing tonight.
Looks like Kendall Turner's going to make the stop here, the linebacker, and look at him here. Just fine. Look at that room he's got to run through.
And the Wonders defense seem like they have been on the field the entire third quarter except for the one series, and of course played a good last 5.5 minutes of the first half. Trying to.
Now here comes a flag after all the whistles blow. The ball was fumbled by Pope on the exchange.
That's got to be illegal procedure. Yeah, everybody was illegal in that place. I'll tell you what, it looks like if things hold true, well, the information we're getting, it's going to be Shelby Crest and Ragsdale in the state semifinals, and boy, is that going to be monumental. That'll be a hoot.
Boy, this quarter has just screamed by, Randy. We're inside 5 minutes already.
Out of the gun. They fake the handoff to Baker, and now Pope runs it, and he's going crazy. Inside the 10, down near the 5. Dennis Pope is just running unabated, and that's another weapon.
Oh, that was a great block out there by 55, Micah Greer, the tackle, to seal off that outside. See if we can pick up 55 here as Pope comes around right there. It was just at the top of your picture. Gave him all kinds of room. The Wonders trying to strip the ball out and just not having much success stopping this Ragsdale offense.
Let's see if they give it to the fullback. Been a while since McClellan's carried the football. Yep, he'll go behind McClellan with Baker into the end zone. Touchdown. And that might just about do it, Woody.
It's 41, and you got a kicker coming up here who's made, what, 62, 61 in a row?
He missed in a long time.
Ryan Beeson comes on to attempt the point after.
Well, we talked about one of the things being find a way to make Ragsdale play from behind. So far this year, nobody has been able to do that.
Now the extra point attempt by Reset. It's up, and this one is sailing into the parking lot. 4:16 to left in the third period, and it's all Tigers right now. Well, it has been all Tigers. They came out and they have made an early statement here in the second half. They were up 28-6 at halftime. And have come back and pretty executed almost flawlessly here. Kannapolis will get the football for the second time, as has been the case except one time tonight. Touchback.
Well, there's no alternative now for the Wonders but to come out firing. I mean, you're down 42-6. There's really no time to rely on the ground game or any of that stuff right now. You may run something to keep him off balance, but you really have to come out firing to that guy.
Well, he's caught one touchdown, an electrifying catch early in the ball game that made it a 14-6 game. after Ragsdale had jumped out real quickly. They didn't figure out a way to stop Baker, but they slowed him down somewhat, and it looked like we had a ball game. There's the ball loose, and it will be recovered, I think, by the Tigers.
I think you're right. Yeah,
on the exchange.
They're trying to do something to get Andre Allison into the game here, trying to come around from the flanker spot and just get the handoff coming across. And he dropped it before he made his cut. I don't think anybody even hit him. Yeah, he bobbled it right away. The exchange just wasn't clean.
And recovered by the Tigers, so that offense has been on the field a long time too. Here they come back, and they'll have great field position at the Wonder 16-yard line. Well, when the wheels fall off, they fall off in a hurry. And we didn't have all the lug nuts on, I don't believe.
Now the officials are stopping play again for some reason.
You're right, they've had more stoppages of play, but no flags today.
Yeah.
I'm sure every day. Lee Knipe says, hey, this is my last game, I'm in charge, and I've been doing this 40 years, so everything's under control. Here's Baker sidestepping the tackler and will take it outside, goes down near the 10-yard line.
Around the left side.
I think Peoples over there on the stop, number 23. But you mentioned
Gain of 6 on
Coach Norwood going to give us a heavy dose of Baker earlier, and they kept throwing. Well, I think now that stuff might kind of dwindle. I think we're going to see a lot of Baker here now. I mean, not that we haven't seen a lot up to now.
But you're even about 22. Second down. Guess who? Baker on the toss sweep, cuts it inside, and a touchdown.
Well, that's what the second or third time that Kannapolis has given Ragsdale the short field to work with. It seems like they've been working with a short field all night, and they have capitalized at every opportunity.
And they've got 48 up on the board. And I think, 4 touchdowns now for Baker.
Ryan Beeson to attempt the kick.
Offensive line is just doing it tonight. They came out bringing it from the beginning. And Kannapolis hadn't been able to catch their breath since. Breeson for the extra point. They have to go get a bunch of new footballs. He's kicking them out there on the highway. 3:11 remaining, third period. It's now 49-6. Well, some of the fans starting to file out of this stadium. I think a lot of the Wonder fans and maybe some Ragsdale fans have made the trip. Kannapolis hanging their heads a little bit, but certainly that's understandable. They've run into the Ragsdale Tigers tonight, and they become another victim. And yeah, I never thought I would call a game with 3 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the third period. Here's another touchback. They are just, as Coach Massey said, I haven't seen a weakness yet. Have you?
No, they really aren't. Any deficient in any area, Randy. Their linebackers are big. They can run. They make plays. Their lines are exceptional. And take a look at that touchdown again and watch.
They got a freshman running back who
just turned 15. Look at that hole. I mean, my goodness, Randy. Steve Gant could have scored on that one.
Offensive line, you see number 55, Micah Greer. He's 241 pounds and a senior, so their linemen, a lot of experience.
Yeah, and all senior offensive line for sure, but they have won that battle in the trenches.
Out of the eye. Here's Edwards in at quarterback. We'll run it around the corner. Spun around, and the line of scrimmage will get up to about the 24-yard line.
Keeps the ball in
the Wonders.
25-yard line.
That's what their second possession.
Yeah, and remember, we talked about the Ragsdale team, what they've accomplished this year, undefeated through the regular season, haven't lost since the state championship game a year ago, made it at least to the third round here, and 5 out of the last 6 years. Their 20th playoff game in the last several years. They are really a fine program.
Out of the shotgun, Edwards. All right, that's pretty much the same play that we saw Ragsdale run. And look at here. Across midfield down to the Ragsdale 45-yard line. That looked like West Pope replay, didn't it?
Well, I think Edwards is a little bit quicker than that, but this is the dimension that he brings, the running ability. and look at him just go.
Something for the Wonder fans to cheer about. They haven't had a lot to cheer about since about midway in the second period. We still had a ball game back then. It was, what, 21-6 then. So the Wonders on the Tiger side of the 50 for the first time in a long time. Edwards gets it out to Stanback. Oh, he is hit from behind. Luckily, he held on to the football.
I think it was Tony Walker, the defensive lineman, who came through and really laid the pop on him.
I haven't checked my feelings after that.
Let's see who it is here that comes up. Yeah, it is Walker. Look at 40 right there. Defensive lineman. He came all the way from the other side to get in on that play. When you got a defensive lineman willing to hustle like that, that's how you win ball games.
Oh, look at it, number 11 there a while ago. Pfeiffer is he is just the prototype lineman. Gain of a yard, they're going to give it. Edwards on the keeper. Just cuts it up, and there's the dimension.
He's following Rock Johnson up through there.
Not a bad kind of have bulldozed his way in front.
Marshall on the stop.
Got about 4 that time, so it'll bring up 3rd and 5. And the Ragsdale 40. Coach Massey says, well, I probably can't ask any more of his players. They just ran into a superior team tonight.
They have really come out and played their hearts out all season long. And don't forget, Randy, after the first month of the season, a lot of people had written this team off.
They were 1-3,
yeah, and they have come back and gone further in the playoffs this year than they did a year ago.
They fake the handoff now. Edwards nowhere to go on 3rd down. And don't believe they'll bring the punter. There's a late flag.
And this may be one of those unsportsmanlike type calls here.
Maybe a face mask.
The flag did come in late, as you said, and you see Ryan Pfeiffer thinks it's going to be in his favor.
Well, shoot, if you watch the players, you know that they would never have a penalty stepped off because both teams face mask, and that's a dead ball foul.
And a clip
against Kannapolis. That'll offset.
So Ryan Pfeiffer did give us the right signal, offsetting penalties.
And Kannapolis' players weren't wrong either.
So it's a do-over again.
We've had a couple of do-overs tonight. Did find a rule on the inadvertent whistle. We cleared that up at halftime. The defensive team can advance the block field goal, but the offensive team can't. So it's kind of almost unfair, isn't it?
Now let's see what they want to do here.
3rd down. Edwards to the air. He's got Allison. They've got the first down. Down to the Ragsdale 33.
And there's a flag toward the middle of the field. And I think maybe...
That's a late hit.
Well, it looked like getting up late was the defensive lineman, Chris Ingram, clapping his hands. He got pushed to the ground. I didn't see anything but the fall. Personal foul against Kannapolis. There goes the first down.
Personal fouls called against.
It was number 20.
Well, was it after the play? After the play was blown dead. So if it was, then
you get the first down but lose the yardage?
Lose the yardage, I would think. We'll let them sort it out. Clock shows 3 seconds to go here in the 3rd period. Maurice Edwards saying, what? He's asking Mr. Knight. Yeah, personal foul. That's the frustration of the Wonder Night coming out a little bit, I think. But you don't need that.
But give credit to this Kannapolis team, Randy. It would have been easy for them back around, I don't know, September or so. Look at this. Nice strike, and Allison gets by one but can't get by both. It would have been easy for them to give up back in late September, October, that time of year, and they instead fought their way through it, came back, and really played well down the stretch.
It would have been very easy. I know a lot of people criticize, and the coach says, don't blame the players. You can blame me all day.
They got to get down to the 35-yard line here.
Okay, so they back them up on the penalty. So 3rd and about 17. Here's Edwards to pass over the middle, and he hits his man at about the 40-yard line. Pretty good pop that time. Allison takes and hauls onto the football.
Well, that makes it reasonable now. You're going to go to 4th down, and obviously you got to go here. It makes it a reasonable chance.
Edwards showed us pretty good arm there, staying back, firing that thing in. Normally, we've seen him throw this year once he gets the handoff from the arm. And quarter will come to an end. We've got 12 more minutes in the 2001 Wonder season, and we'll be right back to Martin Memorial Stadium in just a minute. Randy Woodley along with Woody Cannon and the entire Metro Channel production staff as the Ragsdale Tiger cheerleaders have had plenty to cheer about tonight.
4th and 5 here for Kannapolis.
As we start the fourth quarter from the Ragsdale 40-yard line. Edwards fakes it to Johnson, rolls, pressure coming. Edwards can't get out of the grass. Quarterback sack, the ball will go over. Busting through was Chris Safriati.
Back at midfield.
And
Edwards trying to fake and then roll out here, and then Saffiati just right in his face. He's trying to back up and get away, but he just couldn't. And you had one wonder out there. It was Abercrombie trying to block 2 Ragsdale Tigers.
and they usually don't work out.
That math doesn't work too well.
Immediately, Alan Porter.
So let's see if we're getting some new faces in here in the fourth period for Ragsdale. Obviously, they're going to advance to the state semifinals. Pope's still going. At midfield. And the give will be to the new running back. This is Keith Good.
Now, he was the one who was the starter, got injured, and that opened the door for Tony Baker.
So Good gets about 3.
Got some new faces along that Wonder offensive line. Looks like Jacob Searcy, number 70, is in there. You also got Corey Kennedy in. And as well, you've got, looks like Sherman Coffin.
On 2nd and 7. Not a bad run. Near the first down marker goes Keith Good. He's a senior, getting some experience. Well, you want to. Baker's had a career night, it looks like, and you want to rest him. You don't want to risk injuries. Obviously, you go into the semifinals to probably face Shelby Crest, which is down from the 4A, and that'll be a hard hit. And I was sitting here a few minutes ago, Woody, looking at both these teams, thinking about how many. If I was a college coach, I would be salivating right now, or a recruiter, because I'm sitting there looking. There's probably about 10 or 12 Division I prospects out here, and I could start a college football team off this two guys.
You probably could.
Well, wouldn't you like to have get all these kids recruited? They go to the fullback, and McClellan will die for about 3 or 4.
And you're starting to see the future of the Wonder defense here, Randy. They've got, I think, 2, maybe 3 juniors on this whole defense.
Yeah, they lost a lot last year and able to put it back together. If you're looking at situations, you can always start that offense around a pretty good experienced next year senior quarterback Drew Marr.
And Edwards will be back.
Yep. So you've got a pretty good start there. And it will be good down to about the 31-yard line. Short of the first down with 9.5 minutes to go.
And down here, you're definitely in Ryan Beeson's range, so we don't know if they'll try to go if they don't get it here or what. But the Wanderers getting some penetration here, just unable to make the tackle.
It will be interesting to see him trying to attempt the field goal. I mean, we were serious watching him in warm-ups. He was nailing them from 50, 52 yards. 3rd and 2. Good again with the first down to the 28.
To carry right up the middle for the first down.
As Coach Norwood will send in a play, this time on the back of Alex Stevenson, a senior.
Well, this is without doubt one of the best football teams we've seen.
Somebody be looking at your state champion, because it has been a long, long time. Even I can't remember. Steve Gant may not be, even though, since Kannapolis has been defeated this soundly in a playoff game. And McClellan still running hard, but drag him out of bounds.
People's credit on the tackle that time, but just the little fullback coming around the left side there. Flags are down, so let's see. It's back toward the line of scrimmage, and it's going to go against Ragsdale.
And that'll push him back here as we near the 8.5 minute mark. Coaches for the Wonders on the sidelines, Hey, they've done a great job. I mean, you know, you go through the rash of injuries that you said. You go through the bumps and bruises. You go through the only people maybe that believed in these guys at one point of the season was the guys themselves and the coaching staff, and they hung together. And I will take every year 11-3 record and take my chances. Nice stop there at about the 35-yard line by the wonder Sherman Coffin. Sherman's going to be a good one.
Only a sophomore.
They were all
290-pound sophomore.
still going to grow, folks. Mama feeding him a lot of taters.
Yeah, I guarantee you his mama hopes he quits growing so he won't have to be using up so many clothes.
She says, "You know what size shoe he's wearing?" Man, oh man. Especially, and they always want the $150 tennis shoes too.
New quarterback in now, Randy. It's Andy Kinsmo.
Kinsmo we saw as a receiver in the first half. So on 3rd and 17, they'll pitch it. And brought down from behind. Good open field tackle that time. Shannon Blackman.
Right tackle down to the 35.
I was sitting there looking at the Wonder roster. Josh Reeves, of course, a junior linebacker, is hurt. They'll have a good start on defense there if you're looking at the future for the Wonders.
Take a look at the picture. Penetration can't get him, and right there, Blackman comes up and makes the play.
People's only a sophomore.
A lot of seniors on this Wonder team, though, on both sides of the ball.
But the Rock's going to be back.
Yep.
He's a fun guy. Andrew King's played well, too. 3rd down and a bunch. Nowhere to go for the Ragsdale quarterback that time. Andy Kinsmo said, "I'll just try to get what I can do, get here," and he got to get down to the 31-yard line.
And they're going to punt it away, bringing Pope on here now. And we're inside 7 minutes. Boy, they had just inside 10 minutes when they got the ball.
It was 28-6 at halftime, and it has been all Ragsdale here in the second half. Wonders try to make it a game as they got back to after spotting Ragsdale 14-0 comeback. Got a touchdown with the long connection to Allison. Defense had a stop, got the ball back.
Long count here. They're waiting to see if they can get the Wonders a jump.
It's all in 25 seconds, isn't it?
Yeah. That's all they were waiting for. Let that clock keep ticking. Now we're down just over 6 minutes. And it'll give Pope an angle for the corner.
And under probably a different circumstance, you would line them up, and that would be about a 50-yard kick, and definitely they have that
Beeson's range.
Yeah, Beeson would be on there in a minute.
Wonders have nobody back.
So Pope stands at about midfield. We'll have to punt it away, but that was what he said. Try to get it inside, nail them inside the 10-yard line. Not much of a rush, and he kicks this one. May have kicked it too far. It hits into the end zone, and will brought back to the 20 on the touchback with 6:03 left in the ball game and in the season for the 2001 edition of A.O. Brown. Boy, we've had fun. I tell you what, here it is a couple weeks before Christmas. Who would have thought we'd be, I know they be doing a game here, but this goes on year-round, folks. Visit us. There you see the email address. We've got all kinds of polls, columns, messages you want to relay, and it doesn't have to be about football. It's,
he didn't win the half and half, did he? Come on, that's Lanny Nunn, one of our crew guys.
well, they're doing the numbers right now. Now he's checking.
He didn't win. No, he didn't win.
He had enough tickets, though, didn't he?
Drew Marr back.
Marr hands it off to the tailback. Edwards out to about the 25-yard line. We'll bring up 2nd and 5.
And you may be saying that a lot next year. Marr hands off to Edwards.
Got to find a little gel, and they will. Derek Williams, number 12. He's only a junior. I can tell you one thing. Chris Carter and a couple of these other kids that are graduating, for Kannapolis. They'll be playing somewhere next year. Maybe not on the high school level. Edwards will get it. Trying to get away. Now cuts on the Jets and will get the first down. Out to about the 34-yard line. Nothing wrong with that play.
Gonna pick up a first down inside. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the game here now. Watch this, coming back the other way with Edwards. And outruns a linebacker here. Outruns some linemen here. But cannot outrun at the end of that play. Like one of the linebackers there, Andres Platt.
And you see a lot of white, cleaner uniforms in there. So everybody getting the play on both sides in this game. Marr, forced out of the pocket, will have to run it. Man, gets out to about the 37-yard line.
Not looking for the sidelines to stop the clock. He looked over toward that side, didn't see anything, and took off immediately. I'm not sure if he thought the receiver was going to do something different that time.
Obviously, these kids from Kannapolis disappointed in the loss. There's only one team that goes home happy at the end of the year.
That's right.
Usually the state champion, but to make it to the quarterfinal round and finish the year at 11-3, as we said, quite an accomplishment this season. And Dale King will run it hard out across the 40, and the pile keeps moving to about the 42-yard line.
We have a 3rd and short as we're coming up on 4 to go in the game.
It's been kind of an unexpected run, maybe, by some observers from the local teams. Man, we had 5 teams in the playoffs earlier this year, and that's got to be a record. But and look, it's 70 degrees out here tonight in December.
Yeah, boy, now you've done it. We're really going to pay for it now. There's the Wonder Band over there. Didn't expect them to perform at halftime.
Well, they looking and sounding so good, as one of our peers says a lot. Edwards trying to pick his hole and gets up to about the 47-yard line. He was kind of waiting on the block to develop there on the corner. Standback was leading the way.
Looks like one of the Tigers is hurt down there, and that'll stop things while they get some people out to attend to it. Is that Todd Fuller? I think it is.
Kind of got caught in between a lot of different bodies there. The clock will stop on the timeout. 3:35, 3:36.
Take a look, see if we can figure out what happened here. Wait, it looked like he got hooked up awkwardly with Edwards there when he was going down, and boy, that doesn't look like too much fun at all.
We're going to step away with that official's timeout and be back with more in just a minute.
Also, nice job, everybody.
Wonders at the 47-yard line with a first down and 10. Marr with the single setback. Tosses left side, and a burst of speed this time for Standback. So the senior with a good run inside Ragsdale territory down to about the 42-yard line. Good enough for another first down.
Take a look at it again here. Just some nice speed. Watch him accelerate right here. Just outrunning people to the corner and runs into his own man upfield.
Got to give credit to the guy in blue shirts, though. Some of the Wonder fans who have stayed to the end, and as Coach Massey said on Headliners, well, what kind of support they have throughout the years following their football team.
If they were a college team, they'd go to a bowl every year because they travel well.
Spin, nice move there for Standback as he got away from would-be tacklers, and we'll go down to the Ragsdale 37-yard line as we go inside. 2:40 left in this contest.
2 nice spin moves there.
Yeah, it was. It's okay to do double spins.
And, you know, you're wondering, well, why don't you let guys like Allison and Carter go ahead and finish out their seasons? Well, you know, these guys never stop coaching, and Coach Massey knows that a lot of these guys he's seeing now are what he's going to have next year. He knows he's not going to have Carter and Allison next year.
And it's a great experience. A lot of teams you don't make the playoffs to start with.
Here's Weeks.
Nice run there down inside the 28-yard line. That'll be enough for another Wonder first down. So, don't think the cupboard is bare next year, folks. I can't wait till next year.
Here goes Weeks, nice hole up the middle, finds room, and finally getting him down at the end of the play was Zach Talbert, a sophomore. And several fresh bodies coming in for Kannapolis now.
The calendar, though, however, dictates that we go inside for a little round ball.
Yeah, new quarterback. Brandon Franklin.
Franklin only a sophomore, and he's unable to get out of the grass. Penetration that time, so
Looked like that was a problem with the snap. He was bobbling it coming away from center, and by the time he could recover, it was too late. You're looking at the future there, folks. Brandon Franklin, 6'2", 180 pounds, and a sophomore. That's pretty good size for a senior quarterback, isn't it?
It sure is. 75 seconds left in this one. Toss. And people says, let's try this way, and nothing there. Hey, while we're thinking about this year, what's those guys in the trucks down there that kind of...
The cable guys.
Yeah, those cable guys. What is it, Ted and Dave and Jim and Doug?
You already saw Lanny, so don't go
Yeah,
there.
those guys do a great job.
Got Kareem and DJ up here with us, and Rob Stuck down the sidelines.
Yeah, let's see who
Beth
else.
Klutz on special assignment tonight.
And Steve Gant slaps us every once in a while, keeps us straight. We've had a good time. John Van
Don't
Cannon.
forget John down there in the
John's over at High Point. That's our long-range camera location tonight.
corner. That's our satellite cam.
Final 20 seconds of this game.
Justin, get wide, wide, Justin, step wider, Justin, step wider. Sweet!
And they're going to toss it this time on the sweep to John Russell or Josh Russell, and he'll go down, and that will just about do it. As the Yale Brown Wonders will finish their season at 11-3 officially. Meanwhile, the team that advanced to the state finals only to lose to Birdie last year is on their way, and they'll find themselves one game away from maybe going back to Chapel Hill. Final score 49-6 tonight. Ragsdale moves on to meet Shelby Crest. Oh baby, what a semifinal game that'll be. We'll be back with some final comments after this. 49-6, our final score. Ragsdale advances to the state semifinals, and let's go field side. Woody has a class guy, Ron Massey.
Okay, thanks, Randy. Well, Coach Massey, only one team gets to go home with a win at the end of the year, but my goodness, your kids really never quit all year when they could have easily at the beginning.
Well, you know, I think that's one of the things we've got to reflect on right now. It's like I told them earlier. I said, you know, that's the thing they got to understand. There's only going to be a few teams going into the season with a win. Unfortunately, ours ended tonight against a great football team. They're an outstanding football team. I told our kids they're not 49-6 better than us. You know, we made them a good football team in some aspects tonight, and that's the sad thing because we are a good football team, and we didn't play well tonight. That's what you always worry about, I think, in the playoffs. But I'm so proud, and you know, as every coach is of the accomplishments. You know, be a lot of great memories for this group, and winning in first MPC and inaugural MPC is something very special. You know, we would like to have represented that conference a little bit better, and then Cabarrus County and our community a little bit better, and gone on to play in the championship game next week. But I'm still very proud of the season we had, and I hope the people that followed A.L. Brown football are.
And Coach, one of the things that really looked like gave you trouble tonight was field position was a problem for you tonight.
Well, it was, and you know, they match up well with us. We knew that. Their speed obviously matches up well with us, and I think that probably had a lot to do with the field position tonight. You know, we made a few mistakes early, and they didn't. You know, and in a game like this, whoever jumps out on top first, usually, you know, that the confidence level and the confidence factor usually helps them.
Okay, Coach, congratulations on a fine year, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next year.
Guys, I appreciate it. Thanks. I enjoyed it.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Okay, Randy, let's go back up and look at some of those numbers.
Okay, we're going to look at some folks who make it all happen. There's John Von Cannon, one of our able camera people and the production staff. Great job. Up top, you see that blonde-headed gal. That's Kareen. There's old DJ to her right. Okay, wave, hi mom, send money, all that good stuff. There's 3 locations. There's that senior intern, Robert Stuck there. He's the guy who took all the things. To his left is the Lanny man, and of course there's Karen, or Jamie, excuse me. And they're the folks who bring you all the pictures all year long and do a wonderful job. As you see, look at these stats. Turnovers, obviously a big key, but it was just too much Ragsdale. As Coach Massa, he pretty much summed it up. They got out of the gates quick. Kannapolis blinked a couple of times, and when you get to this level, it's all over pretty much. But Kannapolis with a fine season nonetheless, 11-3. Well, they showed everybody on camera tonight except Steve Gant. I can certainly understand why, but Steve's up here to my left. Good job again, and Woody, I enjoyed it as well. Thank you guys for the trucks. Thank you folks for being with us. Never thought I'd say this at the end of football season. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.